Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, Wall Street futures are trading lower as a fresh quarter begins with the US government shutdown now underway and investor sentiment weighed down by political gridlock and concerns about economic data disruption. The shutdown has already led to the delay of key government statistics, including the job report, and creating blind spot for traders and analysts, just as the Federal Reserve weighs in the next monetary moves. And friends, I think given so much of mess, I call it a dog's breakfast because it's all scattershot everywhere, whether it is geopolitics, whether it is macroeconomics or microeconomics, or the political discourse or stability of institution, everything is in a mess. And I would be really surprised if, despite the government shutdown coming on top of it, we still have something positive this morning. Then I would say that the market is bonkers. Right now, there is no indications of that because all the futures are looking red. But as we approach closer to market open, I wouldn't be surprised if things change because this is a bonkers market. And Federal Reserve needs the data that is produced by BLS, and it's totally irresponsible to have a government shutdown in this kind of a situation. Because remember, we have forgotten so many things. We were going to go for a soft landing if everything was good during the Biden administration. And then we were saying it's a Goldilocks situation and so on and so forth. After that, we have been like a bull in a china shop, breaking things left, right, and center, creating so much of uncertainty, not only within the United States, but globally. And on top of that, it's the AI bubble, I think, which has been propelling everything. But at the end of the day, if the citizens don't have jobs, if they cannot have security, and if the companies are not able to plan with certainty about the future, everything is going to come crashing down. On top of that, we have the H-1B fiasco, we have the battle with the universities and everything. So it is crazy town right now. And all the technical analysis that we do, the probabilities that we have, it's all going to be qualified by what happens when certain moves are taken by the White House and when the market actually realizes how bad the things are. I think they are very bad, but the market doesn't seem to think so. And what is important is what the market thinks. Because if there is somebody willing to pay more for your shares, your share prices are going up, you are happy to sell, provided you don't think there is going to be further gains remaining. You want to take everything that is on the table. And that calculation is being confused big time by all the things that are happening overall in the market sentiment. Safe haven assets, especially like gold, remain in demand against this backdrop. And that's a big story because central banks are storing gold, and there are a lot of investors who are keeping money in gold because they don't think that the dollar is going to hold the value. And also treasury yields are steadily above 4% as market participants wait for clarity on budget negotiations and a path forward to reopening the government. Internationally, global markets are mixed, reflecting uncertainty as supply chain, trade and policy worries, all of that clusters around US shutdown and rising geopolitical risks. The close of September saw a strong rally, especially in tech and growth stocks. But today's action marks a notable shift towards defensive sectors, value plays, and higher volatility into the new quarter. The consensus among traders seems to be that the ongoing shutdown combined with delayed economic data and Fed uncertainty should fuel a risk-off mood and may lead to a near-term reversals or, at the very least, sideways consolidation after September's bullish run. Today, investors are likely to remain cautious and reactive as the evaluative headlines, sector rotation, and evolving signals from Washington start to emerge. And there are a lot of opinion leaders in the market. They'll be doing their rounds in various talk shows and TV channels, and their pronouncements and press reports will all help drive the narrative and hence the sentiment of the market, either up, down, or sideways. So any technical analysis we do today is just going to be a probability as always, but I would qualify that it could be shaken off by some notable commentary that may appear either in the press reports or on TV channels or YouTube channels. With that said, let's go and have a look at what is happening in the market. And I would like to start first with those top five stocks that I mentioned for the last 3 days. I have retained them. I want to see what happens after that initial upward momentum. My bet is that they would be coming down. So let us see that so that we can have an idea of how we can take advantage of these top 5 movers that I come up with every day. Today, I don't have the top 5 movers. There is only one, that is Nike. That too, it's not, I wouldn't qualify it as moving in double digits. It's just 2.5% or 3% up. That's all. That's very anemic. And that's because of the overall situation of the market with regard to the government shutdown. So I'm going on to look at the TradingView platform. And we are in the futures watch list. First, I would like to start from the bottom. If you recollect, we started looking at these companies, STKH, Stakeholder Foods Limited, which had a gain. I have to recalibrate these charts so that you can see the gains properly. Okay, so we had a huge gain here that was on the 29th of September. And today we are on the 1st. After that huge gain, it has given up. So at this point, if someone had shorted it, they would have made a good deal of money out here. The share price is 4.73 as of yesterday's close, 4.62 as of today's pre-market action. It's down 2.33. And remember, it jumped up from somewhere around 4.32. So there is still more gains left to be given up. So this is the story out there. And we are looking at MRUS, Health Technology Company, and it has reversed all the gains in that particular candle, but the gap up still remains. So you know how it works with biotech companies. We have situations where biotech company has a big news catalyst, it goes up, and then it starts coming down slowly. So I would say that given the stock price out here and the gap up that happened, let me just quantify this gap up. It went up 36.30%. So it's definitely bound to give up some of these gains. And that's where the opportunity is. And let us look at AVTX. AVTX is Avalo Therapeutics. This is again something that we had spoken about earlier. It had gone up significantly on, I think, 29th of September 2025. It touched a peak of 14.08 and then a bottom of 12.56 and then closed at around 13.00. But the next day, it gave up a lot of gains. Today, it's up 2.60% in pre-market trades. But I would say that it would definitely do a gap close. At least there is a gap up out here. And this gap up between this candle out here for 26th of September to the jump that we had on 29th of September, that needs to be filled up. So we'll see what happens out there. Then we have Data Vault. DVLT, it's down 7.34%. If you recollect, we had noted this on 26th of September. We said it has jumped up. It went up all the way to 1.38. That's why it came into our radar. That was a double-digit jump. And then it went all the way down to 0.91 cents and then back up again to close at around 1.09. And today, it's at 1.01. in pre-market action. So it's anybody's guess what's going to happen with this one. JFB, that is JFB Construction, it's industrial. We had looked at this a few days ago, and we had seen a jump for it from the 26th of September to 29th of September. Between these 2 days, it jumped a big deal and went up. The next day also, it opened up much lower and then went up. Today, it's in pre-market, it's down 4.57%. So we have a gap up that needs to be taken care of. So what is happening out here? Are we forming a bull flag for a move up, or are we going to come down? Remember, there is going to be another rate cut likely to happen very soon. All those rate cut helps builders, and this company is in engineering and construction. So it could benefit. Now we look at the next stock, DWTX, Dogwood Therapeutics. It was up big time on 29th of September. It went all the way up to 9.51, came into our radar. On the same day, it went down to 7.08 and ended up closing at around 7.70. And then today in pre-market, we are at 7.88. So the second day it dropped, and then we are above yesterday's opening. So that's a good sign. But the question is, are we forming a bull flag, or are we working towards a gap fill? Remember, Oracle is also coming down slowly, doing a gap fill in the same style. Are we going to copy that style out here? Well, I don't know. So there are various other companies. I don't want to go through all of them, but you know them. Just pause the screen, look at all the tickers out here. These are all the companies that we have covered in the last 3 days, and you can check it out and see if you can benefit in any way from these 5 stocks I'm giving. Personally, I'm looking at these and trying to see if I can get into any of them from a shorts position. And my limitation is that I don't buy puts, and I just sell covered calls. I'm very conservative. So unless I have a company for which there's a shorts ETF, I'm not able to take advantage of it. So I keep on watching for some of those companies. But if you are more sophisticated and if you're selling puts or buying puts, you would be able to take advantage of these things. So with that said, I would like to go and have a look at the futures, S&P 500. I've come up with a new parallel channel, and this parallel channel has been working very well for me, and it is this parallel channel. This is something that I discovered this morning when I was playing around with this. It seems to touch the low points of the 4th of August and the 22nd of August and also the 2nd of September. It also is touching the high points of 3rd of July and 28th of July and also 22nd of September. So this seems to be very good, and I've removed all other lines, keeping it simple. Then we have the center point of this parallel channel, which today is going to be around 6,700. I'm just going to expand this so that you can see a bigger chart out here. Just recalibrate this, a little bit of a limitation with TradingView platform. So you can see we pierced this midpoint and we pushed up again today. So this point out here at 6,701.75 is going to be the support for today. And I think we might have a mild resistance at 6740.25. But overall, the top of this channel and the bottom of this channel are the confines in which we are going to be range bound for the time being. And market sentiment, which was bullish, has now started flattening it out, and it's going closer towards neutral. MACD is already bearish, moving away from the signal line. Momentum is dropping, even though it's overbought. Pre-market, we are down 0.36. Definitely the market sentiment is a little bit bearish at this point of time. We are at 8:15 in the morning. We still have, an hour and 15 minutes to go. Anything can happen between now and then. And if we were to put a line out here to connect the top points, we can also say that we have got a line of resistance, which seems to be operating in this plane. It's a dynamic line of resistance. And for today, that resistance is going to be around 6,738.50. So these are the two ways in which I can look at the resistance. And then I go to look at NASDAQ. Again, NASDAQ, I'm not drawn the parallel channel, but I'm going to work on it later on to see if there is a parallel channel at work. But right now, I would say that we may have a minor resistance at around 24,911. And we have already gone down and moved up again. Actually, we opened up much higher during the day. In the pre-market, we opened up at 24,855. Then we went down, touched the bottom of 24,649, and then we are back up again right now at around 24,793.75. So this is a kind of trend that we are looking at out here. And I'm going to take a line out here, draw a line out here and say that we could have a resistance today at around 24,892. In fact, if we were to magnify this and have a look at it, you would see that we went very close to that line and then we came back. So that's what I would say with regard to NASDAQ. And if you look at the dollar index, we had gone down and pushed back up again. But we have a support at 97.289, which seems to be active. And this morning, we are a bit flat in the opening. We'll see what happens with it. And when it comes to VIX, VIX is elevated. It's up 2.64% today. And we have a resistance out here on the VIX at 18.17. Let us see what happens with the VIX. But VIX is elevated in this morning. If it persists the same way when the market opens, it's going to support the thesis that we are going to have a red day today. Now let's look at gold, which is the actual story. We have already met and exceeded our target of 3,894. Right now we are at 3,889 after having pushed and met this target. You can see a small wick out here. I'm thinking that gold is still looking very bullish. The fact that we are very close to the resistance on the RSI scale, which we have hit in the past, seems to give me a little bit of a pause, but I wouldn't rule out a little bit more gain and a sideways movement as we try to cool off on the RSI scale and get ready to move up further. I think overall, geopolitically, globally, from an economics perspective, macro and microeconomics perspective, institutions' perspective, from all possible perspectives, I think we are in a very bad situation, and gold is reflecting that, and it's going to continue reflecting that going forward. And with that said, put-call ratio seems to be moving towards the neutral, and we have the Canadian bonds, which are going down a little bit. That's good news for us out here in Canada. That's going to help our real estate sector to a certain extent. I'm looking forward to the next rate cut coming in. So once this session is over, I'm going to go and look at analysts' expectations for what is going to happen with the next rate cut. Are we going to get another 25 basis point on 29th of October? And if that probability is becoming much stronger, it's going to be good for the real estate out here. Having said that, let's go on quickly to AI and let's keep the show moving. And we are looking at NVDA, which is down 0.78% in pre-market trades, but it's definitely going to get support at around, I would say, 183.53. And remember, this is a reverse head and shoulder pattern. We have broken the neckline, so we need to have a target for this. I would say that the target for my reverse head and shoulder is going to be all the way up to the neckline out here. Take it out from here and put it at the breakout point. That gives us a target of around 203.23. It seems highly improbable given the overall market situation, the government shutdown and everything. But the probability of us touching that target is that it may or may not happen. At the end of the day, technicals plus fundamentals is what makes the right call. So far, we have defied all the fundamentals and we have been a momentum trade. Who knows, the momentum might come back into NVIDIA with some tweet or something from the White House or from Jensen Huang, or maybe a news from China. You never know. Next, we got Meta. Meta is down 1.33%. It has fallen below the support line of 737.18. So I'm going to mark that as a resistance. Pre-market, we are down 1.27%. We are at 725.02. So we are starting to move down. This reverse head and shoulder pattern is now defunct. I'm going to just remove this so that we have a clutter-free chart. I'm going to remove everything from here, and we'll look at new symbols or signs that we can see. Is there a potential double top? Well, I'll ponder over this in the next few days, but I think that we are moving downwards today. We are very close to the maximum support it should have got at around 725.14. So if this orange line out here, like today we are at 725.25. If we were not here, I would have said that this could be a minor line of support for us, because this is where we bounced back the last time that we came down, but that's not happening. So I think that we are already in a situation where we're going to fall down further. So Meta is on kind of a little bit of a fall out here. I think it could get support somewhere around 719.39. Next, we go on to Google. Google is down 0.66%, and we have support for Google somewhere around 226.51. Amazon is on a free fall out here. It's come down significantly and it has got resistance at 222.35. And market sentiment is bearish. MACD is also bearish. Momentum is dropping further. We are down 0.56% in pre-market trades. And I think the next support for Amazon could be at around 214.88. I can see on the chat section, Hot Dog is saying that Bitcoin has about 4 weeks to make an all-time high, or that's it for this cycle. Thanks for the point of view, Hot Dog, and we'll check this out definitely when we go to look at the Bitcoin chart. Apple is down 0.29% in pre-market trades. This is a bullish pennant or a bullish flag or whatever, but it's a bullish sign out there. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is pretty strong. Even though morning we are seeing a drop of 0.29% in pre-market trades, I'm still optimistic about Apple based on purely the technicals. And we have Microsoft, which is down 0.81% in pre-market trades. It has fallen below our resistance of 514.69. It's at 514.07. So 514.69 is the resistance for today, and support for today is going to be around 506.90. Tesla is down. Surprisingly, it's down 0.29%, but Tesla has a momentum of its own. Market sentiment is very bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is very strong, even though it has flatlined. So I wouldn't write off Tesla yet. I'm still short on Tesla. I think the overall market sentiment could potentially push Tesla down, but I can't make a call on that. Oracle continues to come towards this gap fill, as I was mentioning in the last 2 or 3 days. It's down 0.69%. So it could make a small red candle, hammer-like candle again, because investors are buying it up as it goes down. And that's why you see these candles with long wicks. That means there's a lot of support for this, a lot of positive momentum. But at the same time, you see that that support is slowly going towards neutral, and MACD is moving away from the signal line, and momentum is now come to average. So the remaining gap fill will also potentially take place in the next few days or weeks. AMD is down 0.36%, and they are coming up with some architectures which could potentially challenge NVDA. So AMD is slowly consolidating itself, and market is getting more confidence on AMD. I'll still retain this double top target of 143.52. But let's come on and look at SMCI, which is down 0.90% in pre-market trades. And we have this diagonal line of resistance from before at 47.48, which is just below where we are in the pre-market session. Pre-market, we are at 47.51. We are down 0.90% in the pre-market trade, but we still have this support to contend with. But if we fall below that, then I would say the support is going to be at 46.25. Broadcom is also down 0.32%. This diagonal line of support from before has become a resistance at 330.44 today. So I'm going to mark this red. And then we have this gap fill to be done. And I think Broadcom will take this opportunity to do the gap fill. Then we have Palantir, which is down 0.65%. It is in this parallel channel. And I would say that for today, the support would be 178.88. SMH is down 0.46%. It'll all, the fortunes of SMH will depend on all the underlying, which are all looking bearish today. Tempest AI is down 0.52%. It still has got a support today at 77.22. APLD is up 0.26% in pre-market trades. There was this gap which had to be filled. The gap fill happened yesterday. We'll see what happens today when the market opens. But right now, if this is the bull flag out here, I think we have broken out of the bull flag. I would not dare to put a target out here looking at the overall market sentiment. We'll see what happens out there. I can't make a call at this point of time. Next, let's go on to Genomics to keep this moving fast. Prime, I think, is still going to do a bit of consolidation and move upwards. We have 2 lines of support out here, which we are looking at for Prime, and we have an ultimate target out here for 7.23, and that can be attained through a series of minor bull flags and bullish pennants. So we have broken out of a bullish pennant, and let us see what happens out here. Next, we have Intelia, which is up 0.81% in pre-market trades. We had a bull flag, which we broke out of, and we have a resistance out here of 18.53. Let us see what happens when the market opens. Right now, we are up 0.81% in pre-market trades. I'd like to see a few more candles form out here. Next, we have Caribou Biosciences, for which we still have a target of 2.44. It's down a little bit. It's down 0.43% in pre-market trades, but it could be consolidating out here before moving up. Market sentiment bullish, MACD bullish, momentum above average, a little bit flattish, plenty of room on the RSI, still optimistic about Caribou. Beam Therapeutics is down 0.49%, but we had this bull flag, which we have broken out of, so I'll give it a little more time before we make a call. We have already met the up and handle target. So if this bull flag doesn't pan out, then we'll have to reevaluate what we need to think about Beam Therapeutics. RTB is up 0.53% in pre-market action, and we still continue to have support at 3.34%. and $3.34. Editas is down 0.58% in pre-market trades. It's going to get some support today at 3.29. Illumina is down 0.14% in pre-market trades. It will continue to get support at 93.58, which happens to be the line of support for it. Then we have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is down 0.28% in pre-market trades. It will continue to get support today at 64.03. We have a target for it, which happens to be at around 73.41. Remember, this is a bull flag which has broken out on the upside. So I will give it a benefit of doubt for today and see what happens when the market opens. Allergen is flat in pre-market trails. Now, Grail is down 0.22% in pre-market trades, but I think it could consolidate. It needs to go and meet 61.50. It's within a handshake from there. So I'm still optimistic about Grail. But given the fact that it has hit the RSI resistance on the RSI scale, I would say be a little bit cautious. But I would still hold out that it may create a bull flag out there and then move upwards. So that's my call out there. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. Please be careful, guys. When you make money, I'm happy for you and I feel proud of it. But if you lose money based on something that I say here, I would feel very sad. Remember, I'm a retail investor. I'm not an expert technical analyst. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you, hoping to get your feedback as well, just as Hotback has given me some feedback about Bitcoin. Same thing I expect from you. Now, I'm looking at PACB. Do we have reverse head and shoulder out here? I don't know. We'll watch for a few more days and see if we can create a neckline. But I'm having some wishful thoughts out here. Support is going to be somewhere around 1.21. Right now we are at 1.27. ARCG is down 0.54%. It has got support at 26.65. Vertex is also down 0.16% in pre-market trades, continues to have support at 385.63. Ginkgo Bioworks has given up 3.22% in pre-market trades. It is going to have a support today at around 13.86. And we had a reverse head and shoulder pattern that we had picked out earlier. I think the target has already been met and we have come down again. Now we have, I would go to Precision. Precision is down 0.30%. I'm watching this very carefully. There are some milestones to be met. We have support at 3.06. If it comes close to 3.06 and I see any progress on the milestones, I'll definitely buy a little bit on a speculative basis. Then we have Eli Lilly, which jumped up yesterday because they have given something to Donald Trump for the White House. And therefore, the White House said that it's going to go easy on the tariffs on Lilly. So there is some news like that, which gave a positive catalyst for Eli Lilly. Pre-market, it's down 0.07, but I think it's going to continue its momentum towards the resistance of 842.36 on the RSI scale. The positive news is going to give it a little bit of wings like Red Bull. Until that wears off, I think we are in a good stead. There is going to be a little bit of resistance out here at 765.03. We are right now at 762.50. That's what I'm seeing in the pre-market. The pre-market doesn't dare to break that. Let us watch and see whether the market, when it opens, will dare to break it and go up and break the resistance of 777.41, which is going to be the next stop. Once that has happened, I think we are looking for a march towards the top part of this regression channel. Then I want to look at RARE, which is Ultragenics. It still got support today at around 29.99 pre-market. It's at 30.07. So that's what I got there. Rocket for Inf. Rocket is up 1.86%. I would still hold out for our target for Rocket Mortgage, which happens to be 28.57. So let us see what happens when the market opens. But it seems Rocket Mortgage is getting a little bit of, Rocket Companies is getting a little bit um, of a bearish kind of push, because it doesn't seem to be a pure market mortgage play. It's got rental portfolio, it's got leasing, and it's got finance. So I let us study what's happening with Rocket. I just did a technical analysis. I didn't go into the fundamentals. If it was a pure play mortgage, I would have thought that it would be moving upwards, but now I'm having my doubts. So just check out what kind of a company this is and let me know. If it's not a mortgage company, then I think we'll have to change our opinions. Then what do we have? We go to currencies. In currencies, we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Hot Dog has been saying that Bitcoin has about 4 weeks to make an all-time high, or that's it for the cycle. Yeah, we'll keep that point in mind and see where we are going. Right now, we are making a marked departure from where the indices are going. Is it an indication that crypto is going to hold its ground as the market goes down? That will be good news for MSTR and other companies which have got Bitcoin in their treasuries. And also Ethereum is following the same trend and moving upwards. Market sentiment for Bitcoin seems to be improving. It's coming towards neutral. MACD is bullish. Momentum is up. And there's plenty of room on the RSI. And our resistance also is pretty high. So I think that Bitcoin is going to have a little bit of a challenge crossing 117,125. And if it did, then the next challenge would be 117,998. If it crosses these both, then we are looking at some kind of a double bottom. I would try to game out a double bottom or a reverse head and shoulder pattern. I would try to see those kind of possibilities. I don't think reverse head and shoulder is likely to work out there. So yeah, we'll examine other bullish catalysts at that time. Let's keep the show moving. We got the reverse head and shoulder being negated with every day that Ethereum is going up. Solana is also moving upwards. And today, I think the market sentiment is also improving for Solana. And let us go on to XRP. XRP is also looking good. It's back. It's bounced off the horizontal line of support. And the market sentiment also seems to be improving a little bit. And we have positive gains today, 3.22% move so far this morning. So once we get the ETF approvals coming in, I have news that the first spot ETF has launched with JP Morgan predicting a 4 to 8 billion in inflows during the first year, and Canary Capital estimating 5 billion could arrive in the first month. All that money is going to buy XRP. So I am saying that from this point on, XRP should start moving upwards, and we'll try to do this triple bottom calculation when we cut the neckline. I suspect the neckline would be around 3.31. So let us watch this for the future. I'll just quickly go to gold. And before I close up, let's see, go to indicators. Let's go to gold. I think gold is in futures. As we can see here, the market sentiment for gold is very strong. MACD is moving away from the signal line. We have a little bit of space for the RSI. So my call today is that we would likely close at around 3,892 for gold today. And then we'll see what happens next. And what happens next will depend on how the shutdown goes. If the shutdown gets resolved and we get a news that we are opening up, then I think gold could probably moderate. But we are looking at news that says that around 270,000 employees might get furloughed. And if that kind of a thing happens, and there are people who are going to work for free for the government without any indication of when they'll start getting their salaries, I think that we are looking at a lot of probably, it could be the last straw that broke the camel's back. The US economy and the United States, it's a pretty strong country, pretty strong economy. But how much more can you assault this economy and go crazy like Trump is doing right now? before it breaks, right? I think we are going to check that out and we'll see what happens. It's a very volatile period. And let's have a look at the VIX before we go. It's around 8:34 a.m. and VIX is still elevated at 2.64% gain today. So things are not looking that great. And friends, this brings me to an end of our session today. And I'm changing the format. I'm having more interactions out here. Remember, guys, I'm a retail investor trying to become a content creator, sharing my thoughts with you, and trying to create a retail investor community out here where we can start sharing information. And who knows, one day we could be market moving out here when we move as a group and act as a group. So I'm working towards that. These are very early days. I might make some mistakes here and there, but guys, please give some feedback on the comment section out here, even if you watch it after the live stream, because the entire ShareTreck community can benefit from your tips and pointers and feedback. And I can amplify some of those that seem to have merit from a technical or fundamental point of view. And we can have a whole lot of positive happening here in this community that we are building, the ShareTreck investment community, which is looking at genomic investments and AI and anything else that can be opportunistic for us. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. A special thanks to Inf and Hot Dog and Jesse and others who have been supporting the channel for a long time. And yeah, we are going strong. We're getting more subscribers by the day. Our video views are also improving. I have improved the quality as well, and I'll continue to improve the quality and bring more contents to you guys on an ongoing basis. Thanks a lot. I'll catch up again with you in the next video. Bye for now.